Sounds like you boys are making some pro gamer moves, if I would say.
Damn fucking right we are.
Pro gamer moves that only hot boys and gamer girls know how to make. You know?
For sure.
Y'all know what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down. You're smelling what I'm stepping in.
I'm sniffing what you're excreting.
Yuck.
Say less, Daddy. Say less. On that note,
Reel it back.
Wheel it back in. Here it comes. Here it goes. What's going on, my hot boys and gamer girls? Welcome to episode 5. Episode 5 of Hot Boys Anonymous. We're making it. We're at the big 5.
That's a lot more than 4.
That's a lot more than 4, dude. That's a lot more than 4. That's more YouTube videos than I've ever put up in my life. Actually,
that's 25% more than 4.
Yeah. I might have let's see, maybe for like grad school auditions I had to put up more YouTube videos on a different channel, but 5, we're making it. I never put up 5, let's put it this way, I haven't put up 5 edited videos before. You know, usually just record some shit and put it up. You know, I don't actually work on it that hard. But these I work on very hard, and it's super sick. All right,
shit posting anymore.
Shit posting, yeah. All right, Adam, I apologize. This is the part of the podcast that's probably not going to be super interesting for you, but this is basically a Star Wars podcast with how much we talk about Star Wars anyway. So I want to bring this point by you guys that I thought was super interesting. So last night, my dad and I started watching the Gallery Mandalorian series on Disney Plus. First of all, if you have access to watching The Mandalorian and you haven't watched it yet, you need to go watch it. It is so good. Like, The Mandalorian in general is just, every episode feels like its own movie, but it keeps a very interesting story arc throughout the whole season, and it's so good. It really just sort of pushes the boundaries, for at least for me, what a Star Wars storyline could be.
Well, and it's just good TV. I don't think you have to like Star Wars to like it. It's just good TV.
It's definitely just like a Western, but hey, it's also in the Star Wars universe, you know? That's how it feels.
Yeah, like a Ronin samurai story kind of thing, but with a dude that shoots people.
Yeah, and the cutest fucking puppet ever. Oh my god. Baby Yoda is adorable.
America's sweetheart.
Yeah, definitely. So go watch The Mandalorian if you haven't. And I'm not going to spoil anything with The Mandalorian, but in this Gallery series, they basically spent the first episode interviewing each of the directors for the different episodes, because they brought in like 5 different directors for every episode, and so each of them would take turns directing 1 or 2 episodes, and the other ones would also be on set and like help the other ones through and like give them tips or their opinions and stuff like that. Which also I didn't know, but George Lucas sat in on a lot of the filmings for those episodes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Can you imagine how fucked up scary that would be? You know,
yeah,
you're making a new Star Wars anything, and the guy who made it, who created the universe, is there like watching your every move. God,
probably just silently judging too. He won't ever voice his opinion on whether or not he likes or something, but you're just gonna be constantly looking over your shoulder at him and just trying to get any sign from him that you're either doing good or really bad.
Right, and I feel like George Lucas is probably like one of the hardest people to read too. He's got kind of a dead, lifeless face.
Knowing how he writes dialogue, I agree.
His reaction to
we can tell he's not real, yeah.
His reaction to like winning the lottery and then finding out he has a flat tire in his car is probably the same.
Exact same.
Most definitely.
Oh, George Lucas, if you're listening.
Yeah,
George Lucas. I won the lottery.
This is wildly inconveniencing to me. George Lucas, hop in Discord if you're on, bro. But anyway, so they had the first episode, they had all the different directors, and then the second episode they had all the directors on, and also a bunch of people within Lucasfilm, like Kathleen Kennedy was on it, and a bunch of like the original prop designers and special effects designers from both the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy on there, and it was super cool. And they just talked about like, what is Star Wars to you? Like, if you get to pick out a moment in Star Wars where that really defines the saga for you, what would it be? So Dave Filoni, who is amazing, He did, if you don't know who Dave Filoni is, besides directing Mandalorian episodes, he also did Avatar: The Last Airbender. He did, he worked on SpongeBob for a little bit, which I didn't know. He also did the Clone Wars animated series. He's amazing. Go check out his shit if you haven't. But anyway, he talked about specifically the lightsaber fight between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, which is, in my opinion, the best lightsaber fight in the prequel trilogies, if not one of the best in Star Wars in general.
Yeah, definitely.
But he makes it so interesting, and like what he said about it totally reframed the prequel trilogy for me. And I'm going to read you a couple quotes from this, and I want to get your guys' opinions, and then I promise, Adam, we will get into what we're here to talk about today, but I just want you guys to hear this first. So this is what he said. He said, "I love the lightsaber fight with Darth Maul, not because it's a lightsaber fight, but because George is so good at crafting why that fight's important every time. The Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight isn't like the most wonderfully staged combat that you're ever going to see, but there's so much at stake. It's so meaningful when Obi-Wan dies that we all felt like Luke when we saw that. In The Phantom Menace, you're watching two Jedi in their prime fight this evil villain. Maul couldn't be more obviously the villain in this scene because he's designed to look evil. He just expresses that all the way from his face out to the type of lightsaber that he fights with. What's at stake in this fight is really how Anakin is going to turn out." And then he goes on to say that, sorry, I'm scrolling a little bit, because Qui-Gon is different from the rest of the Jedi. You get that in the movie, and Qui-Gon is fighting because he knows that he is the father that Anakin needs. So he is fighting for Anakin during this battle. And that's why it's called the Duel of the Fates. It's the fight for the fate of this child. And depending on how this fight goes, Anakin's life is going to be dramatically different. And that kind of just blew my fucking mind when I heard that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is incredible. Because like, think about it from Obi-Wan's perspective. He's very much a traditionalist Jedi, and that's why him and Anakin butt heads in episodes 2 and 3 so much, is because Anakin is a non-traditional Jedi, but he tries to do everything he can to keep him within the regular corral of being a Jedi. Whereas Qui-Gon would probably, had he survived episode 1, probably would have put Anakin in the best position to be the best version of himself possible, even if it's like in more unconventional training methods or teachings that Obi-Wan's ultimately put Anakin through.
Well, and it's really what really blew my mind, and that's a really good point as well. But so like a couple weeks ago, my dad has the Star Wars Trivial Pursuit game, and one of the questions in the card was, who did George Lucas intend the main character of the Phantom Menace to be? And he intended it to be Qui-Gon. So in like deep cut interviews, because this movie doesn't make it super apparent, at least I didn't think it did, but George Lucas talked about how the reason why Qui-Gon isn't on the Jedi Council is because he believes that Jedi should be emotional, right? And that they should need father figures, and they do need families to get them through all of this, right? And the Jedi Council doesn't believe that, but he is ahead of the Jedi Council, and they realize that before it's too late. So that's why he's fighting for Anakin in this fight, because he knows Anakin needs that father figure. And so it means so much when he dies, because not that Obi-Wan didn't do a good job, but because Obi-Wan and the Obi-Wan and Anakin relationship is more like a brothers kind of relationship, right? You were my brother, Anakin, I loved you. That whole line. Yeah. And just the thought of like, sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here a little bit. Like, Obi-Wan didn't really want to bring in Anakin in the first place in The Phantom Menace, because like you'll notice that when Anakin is brought onto the ship, Obi-Wan just kind of gives him a side glance, and he looks back at Qui-Gon like, who the fuck is this kid? Like, why did we bring another useless life form onto the ship? He's basically worse than Jar Jar, you know? We don't need this kid. Yeah. And so I think because he trains Anakin out of a promise to Qui-Gon, but then he goes on to form this relationship to them that doesn't ever really quite work out. They're both amazing Jedi, and they're able to do some incredible things, but it was ultimately not the teaching that Anakin needed.
Man, I'm gonna go down a giant rabbit hole on the internet now after this episode.
Yeah, you should really go watch that gallery episode and listen to, because he talks about it for like 15 minutes. Dave Filoni
I just
does.
wish, like in the actual movies, they spent more time establishing those themes than we like watch Jar Jar doing anything at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when
It's
everyone
like-
thought he was behind all of this? And we were all a little bit like excited. We're like 98% certain that in the Rise of Skywalker it wasn't going to be Jar Jar, but part of us were like, I mean, it could be though. You know?
Would that have made
But
the
why
final
not?
episode better or not?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it would have been way better.
Oh my god. I
think doing most of anything to that movie would have made it better.
yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. But yes, Tyler.
I feel like a lot of what has come about of like what Star Wars means has come through like the fan communities and fan bases, like going through and doing their darn best to connect everything together.
Right. Yeah.
Like mostly due to the shoddy filmmaking
Mm-hmm.
that was given to us in the past two trilogies. And not to say that they didn't tell good stories or anything, but you know, filmmaking wise. So we all have to kind of like fill it in ourselves, and I feel like more of the interesting stuff has come through that
Oh, definitely.
than it has from the director's intentions or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
But,
you
know.
you can't say that George Lucas, like, he had incredible ideas, and being able to hear them explained in this way is just like it's like super cool. But to your point, Sam, it's very frustrating, you know, because a lot of, in my opinion, the bane of the prequel trilogy is just the fact that everyone talks about stuff that's way more interesting that already happened than what's going on screen right now, you know. A lot of the prequel trilogy is them sitting in meetings and talking about stuff, which, don't get me wrong, is there needed to be some sort of exposition to explain what's happening, and like the whole fall of the Republic rising into the Empire. But like, I don't want to watch that as a moviegoer, you know. I want to see those emotions need to be very clear to me as far as what you're trying to get across, and it's just, I'm going into a different tangent and I'm apologizing, but I just really wanted to share that whole point that Dave Filoni said, because yeah, it kind of reframed everything for me. It's really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I disconnected for a little bit, and because I there was like a good 2 minutes there where I just couldn't hear anybody, so we're gonna make an edit, cut some shit out. I'm gonna turn off the.
That was just me. You just missed the part where I totally ragged on the prequel trilogy.
I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah. Well, okay.
It's okay. I didn't totally rag on it.
We'll put this part in the episode. We're going to have to do at least one episode just about Star Wars. We have a lot of opinions, and that might be our own trilogy or maybe saga of episodes where we talk about.
Maybe
Star
what we
Wars.
do is we do an episode for each Star Wars movie, and we just watch each one, and then we come back to it.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's a.
But please don't make me
idea.
watch episode 8 again. Please don't make me watch it again.
You're going to have.
I will
to,
skip
dude.
that episode.
You're going to
Eight
have
was
to.
the good one.
Yeah.
8 was not the good one.
8 was
was
better than
good.
the Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry.
Damn right.
It was.
That's true. That is true.
All right, here we are. All right, Adam, you can come back. He's probably taking a shit.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
No, I'm here. I'm just finishing my French fries.
That's nice. I appreciate you letting me talk about that for a while, dude.
Yeah, man.
I thought it'd be interesting. Okay,
It's your podcast.
we're getting into the actual meat of the episode, and it's our podcast, my lovely boy.
Okay.
It's our podcast. Here we go. Getting into the meat of the podcast. Today we are talking about games that you wanted to like, but after you played them, you were like, I really don't like this game. So that's the meat. That's the topic, and I'm excited to get into it. All right. We're just gonna start with the main question here, and then we'll get into the kind of other stuff here. But for any of you guys, is there a game that you personally really wanted to like? Not so much that anybody else tried to get you into it, but a game that you really wanted to like, but after you played it, you didn't like it.
I've got a big one.
Go for it.
The Last of Us.
Hot take. That's a hot take.
So before we get into the answers, I think we should clarify and let the person
Yes.
say all of their thoughts, and then maybe try to help understand why they
Yeah.
didn't like it. But
No!
don't tell them that they are a terrible person because they didn't like a game that you feel
Yes.
really passionate about.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, okay. Give them the floor, and then once the person is done explaining why they don't like it, don't shit on them or get really angry. Just be like, I understand, and then we'll go from there. Tyler,
Okay.
I'm going to try really hard here, boys. Go for
Yeah.
it.
No worries. No worries. I know. I have tried 5 times to play that game.
That's a lot of
And
times.
That's a lot of times. And every time I sit down to play the game, every single story beat I love. I love the story beats and I want to dive into all of that story. But I cannot dredge through the gameplay. I just don't enjoy it. Survival horror is not exactly my kind of genre when it comes to playing games. At least when I'm not with friends. When I'm by myself, I don't like playing survival horror. And I felt paranoid going through every single level, and I felt stressed out, like the opposite of what I want to feel when I'm playing a game. Which is ironic because I played League. And but like when I would get to those story beats, I'd be like, oh yeah, all right, more story. And then I couldn't stop thinking about, oh, now I gotta play another fucking level. And I never liked it. I always felt like I was out of materials, and I always felt like they just wouldn't fucking die. And I was only frustrated playing the game, even on like the easiest difficulty. And maybe I'm just dog shit at the game, which is fine. But like, even that case, and then I found out like I was only playing it because I wanted to know the story. In which case, I might as well just go watch somebody else play it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
the gameplay, you know. So I did. I went and watched somebody else play it, and it was awesome. Oh, what a great story! I love it so much, and I'm really excited to see what the second installment is. I'm not gonna play the second installment, but I'm excited to see what it is. So those are my 2 cents on the game. Not a bad game,
right?
By any means, a wonderful game. I don't like playing it,
dude.
I tried it so many times.
Very respectable. I totally get where you're coming from, man. Like
nobody's gripping their keyboards anymore.
Just like you just hear someone in the comments like. I apologize to future Graham. He's gonna have to make some edits. Maybe it was because I was slamming on my keyboard, but that might be okay.
The rage. It could just feel the rage, and it cut you out before you said something.
They were like, just calm down for a sec, bro. Okay, so do you like? Is it like the survival horror genre just not for you in general, or was it more specifically just towards The Last of Us and how the gameplay was?
I think. Cause I want to keep playing survival horror, but I think that survival horror where I'm allowed to fight back is just not my favorite thing. Because I don't feel scared. I feel stressed. You know, and it's just like I don't want to do this. You know, and if it was like horror, the point of me feeling powerless is like I can't do anything back. Oh, yeah. I gotta go hide. All right, go hide. Awesome. You know. But also like when it comes to those horror games, like I like doing those with people.
Oh, for sure.
Like having people in the room with me and everybody reacting to it. And when it's not that way, it's just kind of like I'm just stressing myself out. That's it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So yeah, and I don't know. The third-person shooter, not really fun for me.
Not your cup of tea. Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Are
that
you-
game does do a really good job of making you like, fuck, what do I do? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's got so many moments where you have your back against the wall and it's like you have maybe 5 shots and there are 6 or 7 guys. You don't know how many guys there are, but there's a bunch and you have to kill them or figure out how to get around them.
Mhm.
It's
And I can
very
respect
stressful.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And people who like that, I don't.
For
I'm
sure.
not a fan. Unless it's like a turn-based or like a real-time strategy kind of thing. You know, I have the eagle eye.
Right.
That's fun to me. I like that. But not a third-person shooter where I also have to be able to hit the zombies.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that doesn't
That
I
doesn't-
miss.
I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Good answer. I mean, I'm a little disappointed, but I totally understand.
He's not mad. He's just disappointed.
I tried for you, Graham. I tried for you.
I still remember, like, I think it was the beginning of senior year when I think you got it, and I was like, "Have you played this at all?" And you're like, "No, I haven't." And I made you play the first like level when we got back home from wherever we were. And like I'm gonna spoil this. I don't. Well, actually, how far have you gotten into it, Joe? Because I don't want to spoil it for you.
I've gotten through the first level, so I probably will know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so like the very first part when the apocalypse
Wait, I'm gonna deafen myself because I've never played this game.
Okay. All right. Smart. Very smart. Okay. So when Joel's daughter dies in the very beginning, I still remember Tyler just setting down the controller and putting his head in his hands. And he's like, "I don't want to play this anymore."
I mean that game has the craziest start to any game I've ever played. It just sucks you in and then rips your heart apart, and you're just like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm not gonna go from being emotionally tormented in gameplay to being emotionally destroyed in the cutscenes. Like, I need a break.
Yeah.
Come on, make me feel good.
All right. We gotta stop talking about this so Sam can come back. I'll say.
I just texted him that he can come back.
Sick. Okay. I was gonna bring up another scene, but I don't want to do that because I know Joe is thinking about playing through it. So we're not gonna talk about The Last of Us anymore. Good answer, Tyler. Way to defend yourself. I that was great.
Thank
Who wants to go next? Where's Sam? Come back. Who wants to go next?
There he is. He's back. I'll take the next one.
Go for it.
So for the game that I wanted to like, but I ended up not liking, I think I might have talked about this on a previous episode. But instantly, the first game I thought of was Warcraft 3 Reforged. And so I
love that game.
Oh no. We're gonna make some people really mad with this episode.
Yeah.
So, and maybe I think the reasons why I don't like it will hopefully make sense to you, Tyler, and you will not think less of me as a person.
No, I don't. There are other reasons I think of you less as a person.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But it's not your choice in video games. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, then that's fine. Okay. So kind of backstory, I had never really been one for playing the RTS genre, only up until about a year and a half ago, I think it was now. When Google DeepMind did their AI demonstration against StarCraft, and their bot was able to beat a top player, one of the best players in the world in a game of StarCraft, that's when I finally dove into the RTS genre, and I started playing StarCraft 2. And I love StarCraft. It's really fun. It's there are so many different tactics and strategies you can implement in a game. It's high intensity, very stressful, and really satisfying when things work out in your favor. And a lot of people who've played StarCraft 2 came from the Warcraft series, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. And so naturally, I felt inclined to give Warcraft 3 a try. So when Warcraft 3 was announced, I'm like, perfect. I can jump into an RTS as it's released. A lot of people are going to be playing it. It'll be really fun. It'll be popular, and it'll be relevant. So I was super excited for this game to come out. When it came out, I gave it a try. I played through the campaign for maybe an hour to at most 2 hours. I played through the campaign. The story was interesting. Being a diehard World of Warcraft fan, it was really fun to play with a lot of characters that I interact with throughout the story of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
campaign was a little bit slow. Wasn't the most difficult thing in the world. Maybe I just had the difficulty too low. But ultimately, I got turned off from the game when I tried jumping into actual ladder, like doing some 1v1 versus ranked matches. I tried a couple games against NPCs, and then I tried a couple actual ladder games. And Warcraft did not satisfy that itch that StarCraft 2 does, at least especially when playing on the ladder. The game is a lot slower. The armies are not as robust to make, because I think you can only have 12 characters in your army. You can have more people, but there's a penalty for having more. And it just didn't feel nearly as high risk and strategic at that StarCraft 2 does. Because in StarCraft 2, when you start a game, I can think of 4 different scenarios on how you can start your game in the first 3 minutes, and how those 4 different scenarios go are going to dictate how the rest of the game goes. In Warcraft, it didn't really feel that way. I also felt like in Warcraft, I spend a lot of time using my heroes or my champions and defeating NPCs on the map to gain XP for them and to buff them. And if I'm going to play an RTS and I'm going to go up against somebody, I want to be battling them. I want to be beating them. I don't want to be wasting a lot of time in other parts of the game trying to buff characters, because it doesn't feel like it's directly contributing to the matchup.
Gotcha.
And so I gave Warcraft a shot for about a month, and just ultimately I just was really disappointed in it, and I really wanted to love it. I tried my hardest to love it, and it ultimately did not work out for me.
Definitely. I get that. Tyler, you said you really like Warcraft 3 Reforged.
It's a very nostalgic game for me. I would play it a lot when I was like 9 or 10, and I played it with my best friends growing up, and we would just set up LAN parties and we would just play that. We'd occasionally play some Dota, like old Dota,
the mod before it actually became a game.
Yeah, and or we'd play Hero Lion Wars, or we'd play just OG Warcraft.
And so I never tried any of the social aspects of the game, like playing with people, other people that I knew, or playing with friends. And so maybe by just only doing a little bit of the campaign and then doing a little bit of ladder, I only experienced a small fraction of the game. So maybe that is a reason why it didn't click with me.
Yeah, that could definitely be a reason. I like it because of the nostalgia I have. I don't remember a whole lot about the game's mechanics or anything. I haven't played it in a very long time.
And did you ever play StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1?
I've been meaning to.
Free to play on Blizzard, by the way.
It is by Blizzard?
Free to play on Blizzard, yeah.
Holy shit. All right, yeah, well, then see you guys.
Bye, Tyler.
No, my fault. All right, well, welcome back to the episode, everybody. Graham's having some technical issues. We talked about The Last of Us and Warcraft 3 Reforged. Both very different games. Pretty wide spectrum of stuff going on here, but yeah. Hey, let's have Adam. Adam, do you want to talk about your game?
My game that my friends tried to get me into that I did not like.
Or just a game that you wanted to like and couldn't get into.
All right, I'm a hot take. Pretty recent. All right. Doom Eternal.
Oh.
That is the hottest take yet on this episode, I think.
I think I've got a hotter one, but
I don't have any opinion.
we'll. Ooh.
All right.
I gotta take a shower. Yikes.
Adam, go for it.
I don't really know if there's that much to go off of, just due to the fact it's kind of just whelming for me a little bit. Like you know my dumbass. I want to play like like, yeah, okay, Doom is a fast-paced game, and like, you know, there's shit to do, shit to shoot, blah blah blah, and the ambiance of the game is really cool. But I just need more than, I don't know, maybe I need to follow the story better, but I don't
No,
know.
it's definitely not that. I can tell you that right now.
The story is kind of hard to, you have to look for it in order to find it. I mean, it's very present in the environment, but you do have to like read stuff and all that kind of shit. So
If you really want to follow the story, you should read the journals, and I'm going to tell you right now that's not going to make you happier.
But keep going, Adam.
Yeah, I don't, and like, I don't know. I need some sort of drive there. Oh, fuck! I unplugged my headphones. Hold on. But like, I need like drive to play a game. Like whether that's a story or that's a competitive scene or a nostalgic aspect. Like I'd never played Doom when I was a kid, so I don't have that nostalgia aspect to it. You know, like it's still hard for me to get through like Breath of the Wild. Like obviously I loved Zelda as a kid. But like Breath of the Wild has been out since what, Nom, and I'm still not done with it. You know, like, but I still do truly love that game because of the nostalgia factor. And with, you know, Overwatch, there's obviously that competitiveness, and with RuneScape, there's the A, nostalgic factor, and B, like, you know, you'll level up, you get drops, you see these achievements of you putting in this work. Or like Gears of War, there's like that, like, I don't know, I really like the story of Gears of War. That's why I play that.
Yeah.
And I like really like the multiplayer scene to that too. I never really got into the competitive scene, but whatever. And yeah, I just, there's none of that with me or for me with Doom Eternal. So yeah, I guess that's what I got.
Yeah, I gotta respect that actually.
That's
that
very
like,
respectable answer for sure.
Yeah,
but
like,
it gives me a good insight into like why you and probably dozens, hundreds, thousands, millions, 3 other people probably play games like, because like, I mean, like, you don't know why somebody likes or dislikes a game until like, you know, they tell them. And like that, what you said is, that's not stuff that I often think about when I'm deciding which games I like and which ones I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that, I really respect that, because like, you know what you like and you know what drives you to play a game, and like that's not it. Doom Eternal doesn't have it.
Yeah, there's no there's just no drive there, and you know, that's okay. Like I gave it a shot, and it's like,
you gave it a college try, and you're like, not for me.
Good old college try.
College try, dude. Yeah, man.
No, I get that. Doom certainly is not a game that is for everybody. No.
Yeah. It's I feel as if it's like if one of you guys tried to pick up RuneScape right now, like
fuck that.
I did that again when I wasn't a middle schooler. It was
like, especially if you've never ever played RuneScape before, there's no way in hell you would get hooked on it. You know, like it's just so stupid, no. And it's such a grindy game, like exponentially more grindy than World of Warcraft, which I will debate until the day I will die on that shit.
I mean, to be honest, like that's RuneScape. The whole premise. That's the whole game is to just grind through stuff.
Just to grind.
Yeah. And some people absolutely love that shit.
Yeah.
They'll gobble it up.
And like I love RuneScape because I got hooked on it when I was in 2nd grade. And yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's my game that I tried that I just couldn't get into.
Nice.
That is not a game I was expecting to hear at all today, but you defended your opinion very well, Adam. And if anybody in the comments tries to say otherwise or tries to fight you, I will fight them back. I will fight them so hard.
I'll agree with them and I'll kick their ass.
And I'll give them a paper cut.
I will be supportive of the ass kicking. I'm not going to do it myself.
Bet.
You do have 2 people in this podcast that are playing Doom Eternal currently and really enjoy it. But I definitely understand.
It's food. I love it, but
definitely get why it's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there for sure.
All right, Sam, do you want to take the next one?
Yeah, I guess. I got a couple of games.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna name them both, and I'm gonna give the reasons why for both of them.
Sick.
I don't
I'm gonna
like it.
Pour myself another drink here while you do it.
For me, that's League of Legends / Dota / MOBA games in general.
Except Heroes of the Storm, right?
No, Heroes of the Storm is under that umbrella.
Ooh.
And then also, and this is I'm definitely expecting flack for this one. The other one is I've really come to discover this about myself is Overwatch.
Whoa.
All right, Samuel, could you repeat yourself, please?
Well,
Please.
I put so much time into trying to enjoy Overwatch, and I just don't. And to long story short, it's because I suck at Overwatch. It's because I'm terrible at it. It's because I'm so bad, and there's really no room for a person who's terrible at Overwatch. In my experience, like you can either muck around in bronze and like still get yelled at, which is I've spent my fair share doing a little bit of bronze mucking, or you play on a team with your buds and they're all like, haha, no sweat, we just like playing with you. But in reality, you can tell is like, oh my god, we're losing because this person sucks at Overwatch, so we're doing 5v6, and he's like solo ulting like a Mercy for no reason, and he still doesn't manage to kill it. And so like you can feel the secret resentment coming from the rest of your team. You like absolutely like and don't pretend that you haven't felt that way, because that's 100% true. So that's why I can't like Overwatch, because there's no room for people who want to play Overwatch like maybe once a week to hop into a game, and you say, oh, I don't want to do comp, I want to do quick play, and they're like, that's okay, quick play is casual. No, it's fucking not.
Never, not even once.
It's not like nothing that totes itself as casual gets you called the N-word by a 12-year-old that much.
Bro, you're thinking of Call of Duty, bro. We don't have that many racists in Overwatch. We just have many more sexists.
Yeah. So like, that's what it is, and it's because, and what I realize it is because the game is so team oriented. Mm-hmm. Which is a great, like, in terms of design, and which is why I really do like watching the Overwatch League. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing, is because I enjoy the Overwatch League, and I like keep up with Overwatch because I'm still interested in it in terms of the design philosophy and all of that shit.
I think like, Adam wants to know who your team is in Overwatch. League.
Oh, I have a London Spitfire T-shirt when they were good.
Hey, they just won today, so
yeah, my team lost today, man. I was Adam sent me a snap at fucking 5 a.m. He was like, I'm thinking they're gonna get reverse swept, and they didn't even do that. It was 3-1 was the final score.
3-1,
damn it. New York Excelsior, what are you doing? All right, Sam, please continue.
Sorry,
well, so that's pretty much the gist of it. So you can understand why I feel this way about Overwatch, and then you can then completely understand why I put League of Legends and Dota under the same umbrella. Mm-hmm. Is because it's the exact same thing. There's like no room. If I just want to be like, I just want to pop in and play a fun casual game of League of Legends, like that doesn't exist. That's not real. I mean, Overwatch, yeah, you can pop in and play a fun casual game of Overwatch, but not if you're bad at the game. Not if you're bad at the game. Dude, I can play a fun casual game of Sea of Thieves because the two buttons are shoot gun and pick up treasure.
And we still had somebody talk shit to us last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still had some sweaty kids on there.
Can I butt in quick?
No. Yeah, Adam, you have to wait. You have to wait till Sam's done. You have to wait till Sam's done.
Well, I mean, that's all I've got. Like, would I like Overwatch if I wasn't dog shit at the game? Like, duh. Like, everyone likes something that they're good at. But I'm just... And I'm not, I've literally gone into the practice range with the intent of like, I'm going to practice Overwatch so I can get better at it and then I can get good at Overwatch.
That's cute.
And then I also stopped having fun because I was like, oh, I just want to like not practice Overwatch because now I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Like it's a chore when you have to practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got
so I respect the shit out of Overwatch. I've had fun playing Overwatch, but I would have fun playing any of the other games that I had fun playing Overwatch because I played Overwatch while drinking 40s and
Four Locos.
Like talking to my friends, not for locos. Oh God, keep me away from
You
those.
did it once. I remember it. Sophomore year, we played Overwatch at your apartment. It was me, Adam, you, and Andrew, and I think maybe Ben. I don't know if Tyler was there. This might have been before Tyler got Overwatch.
I don't think I was there now that I think about it.
But like we were drinking Four Locos, and Andrew got us going for a comp game at like 1 a.m, and we were all so fucking drunk.
That was rough. But like that's like the fun element of Overwatch that I really liked. I played Overwatch because everyone I knew was playing Overwatch, and I was like, this is a fun friend activity.
Mm-hmm.
And then once other people started playing other games, I was like, yeah, nice. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm just dog shit at the game, and I don't have fun with it because I'm dog shit at it.
Right. All right, Adam, the floor is yours.
Like I'm just gonna give some. I don't know. I don't want to say it's advice, but maybe pointers. You can turn off like all the chat, like even the typing chat. You can turn that shit off so you don't see what anybody types.
No. I do that. I learned my lesson. Trust me. But it's not it's gotten so far into my head that it's the things that people don't say.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing with your friend and you're like, sorry guys, I should have done that, and they're like, it's okay, Sam.
Okay,
don't worry.
Dude,
We're just having fun.
Like, I promise you, none of us give a shit. Like, yeah, it's fun to win, but we don't give a shit. At least I don't. Like, I have more important things to worry about than a quick play Overwatch match.
Yeah, it's his hernia.
Like, yeah. Well, like, if I'm getting tilted in a quick play match, it's because I'm playing like dog shit. I don't give a shit about what anybody else does in a quick play match, but I don't know about these other goons, but like, I don't know. Yeah.
Adam says this, but I vividly remember. I think you did this just this last week. We were playing quick play, and you started checking people's comp scores and their career profiles.
Yeah, I did that when they're like talking shit in quick play, and I'm like, okay, and I like go to check the comp, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking hard stuck plat. Like, don't talk to me. I will not be the initiator of toxicity in quick play.
That's true, but you will return it.
You will carry the torch. You will carry the torch as far as it needs to go.
Yes. But yeah, that makes me a little sad, but I do understand.
Yeah, so maybe Overwatch 2 would be more my jam because it's gonna have like a
more
like a PvE sort of thing, and I always dig that. Like I always have a good time with that. But really, I just want to be good at it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get good at it with not having to work at it at all. So like,
so you want to take the bitch way out? All right.
Yeah. So my solution is like, don't do that because then I get sad.
For sure.
Gotcha.
Well, that's very respectable. Very respectable indeed. I think the funniest one we've had so far. Let's just play casual. There's casual Overwatch. No, there fucking isn't.
It's not. That's not real.
Dude, I mean, like, I think I played a Mystery Heroes game a month ago, and someone talked shit in that Mystery Heroes game, and I was like, oh my god.
There's 3 Winstons. How can you, like, take this seriously?
Yeah, it's like with, like... this is just being about talking shit in video games. Like if I'm playing Call of Duty, Overwatch, really anything that's competitive in nature, excuse me, I'm okay. Like that's to be expected. But like when that dude was talking shit to us in Sea of Thieves last night, like it wasn't even funny talk shit. He was saying, "Get better internet so I could kill you." Like
yeah.
It's Sea of Thieves.
It's Sea of Thieves, dude. We're all playing this because we have.
Ago, we were playing Pirate Drinking Simulator. We locked him in the brig because he drank too much.
So it's like we're not playing this game to be competitive. We're playing this game to fuck around and have fun. And you're ruining it, dude, by talking shit.
It's like if you were getting like angry and tilted at like Farming Simulator. Like it's just not a world in which that is fine and understandable at all.
It's like playing fucking golf with your friends and like talking shit. It's like nobody does that.
Go play Valorant in your mom's basement, you fucking weeb. I don't want to hear you ever again.
fucking sweaty ass,
All right.
burst neck beard looking bitch.
I'm glad we got that out of our system.
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
that
That
was
really
something else.
bothered me last night. Oh my god, I was kind of still a little angry when I got in bed last night. It's just like, God, that fucking guy.
Dude,
Oh my god. Anyway,
did he
Alright.
kill us all?
Was that all of us?
no, I still haven't gone, but mine kind of falls under Sam too. I also I've tried to get into League, I've tried to get into Dota. Heroes of the Storm was a little bit more fun because I didn't I played a match with Joe, and when I played, I didn't I totally sucked ass, and no one got mad at me. At least no one verbalized that they were upset with me in either in the chat, in the type chat or the voice chat or anything like that. But I don't know. I've tried to get into League so many times. I've tried StarCraft 2 2 or 3 times, and every time I click on that game to play it, I'm like, damn, this is really overwhelming. There are so many things this game wants me to do. And maybe if I played it with Joe and did it with him, I'd probably have a better experience, but I don't know. There are some games definitely the League, the Dota 2, and the StarCraft 2 where it's just been I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And then you watch someone play competitive StarCraft 2, and it's they're not even, I don't even understand anything that's going on when I try to watch someone play competitive StarCraft 2, bro. It's insane.
Yeah. One thing, if anybody wants to get started with League or Overwatch or something where there are a lot of predefined roles and a ton of fucking characters to deal with, my advice is only pick 2 heroes. Pick the one you want to main, and then pick the one that is the backup to that main.
Kirby and Link only down B, bro.
Fucking damn. But I'm serious.
Ana and Zenyatta. That's all you need.
You don't compromise on that ever. Don't be like, oh, I want to try this hero. That looked cool. No, get good at the one hero you want to get good at, for whatever reason. It could be a balls hard champion. Fucking go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go nuts. As long as you're having fun playing that character and you want to get better at that character, stick with that character, and focus on that. Don't focus on the winning or losses of the match. Just
sorry.
What I do is I look up combo moves for a character that I really like in League, and then I'm like, okay, let's pull this off twice this match, and that's my victory. And then you move on, whatever. If you win or lose, who cares? You pulled off that thing you wanted to pull off. Hell yeah, you did it.
Damn,
or
really good advice, dude.
Yeah, and it's kind of more of the sense of make your own win conditions. Your win condition doesn't have to be seeing victory appear across your screen, and I think that a lot of people get hooked on that, and they think that that's what makes them good at the game.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a lot, especially when you're starting out at a game. You're gonna get trashed at the game, and you're gonna get called a noob, and you're gonna be told to uninstall the game because you're so bad.
Yeah. That's my favorite. Fucking uninstall, dude.
and it, you
And
just
that's
gotta
okay.
exactly. You have to take those and go, ha, you care way too much about this game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at my
Pixels on a
level.
screen.
I'm level 4. Calm down. It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
And
yeah, that's good.
When you're
You have
shit
to-
talking beginners in a video game, you need to uninstall the game.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
when you need to stop.
Exactly. I learned a lot of this when I played a lot of fighting games,
Oh, for sure.
which people feel mixed about fighting games. And when it comes down to it, it's you can't win every match. There's no silver bullet to win every single match. You just have to win the match you make for yourself.
Right. Win your match with Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. It's
God damn it.
pull off that combo you wanted to pull off, or work on your anti-airs, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I approach these games where there's just so much to digest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, just take a small bite. Pick one character and don't pick any other character.
Yeah.
That's super smart.
Wait, when I was about to butt in, I was gonna say like, yeah, you can literally one trick. I don't know about any other competitive game, but for Overwatch, you can literally one trick any hero and get to Grandmaster.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can one trick in League. I know you can.
can you get to whatever the highest rank is? Do you think?
I know that some people have.
Okay.
It's very uncommon, but like you can get like characters banned, and then if your
Oh,
character
yeah.
gets banned, you're kind of screwed. So that's why I suggest having the backup character.
Right.
So
I
like,
got you.
yeah, when you're doing draft, it can happen, and it sucks, but you just gotta deal with it.
Dude, I'm gonna make that the title of the episode: "Making Our Own Win Conditions." I like that. That was super wholesome. I like that a lot.
Yo, that'd be a good
That's super cute.
I was gonna say prog band album name, but I don't know. Maybe that's too wholesome for that.
Maybe if we like get like if we're big enough to the point where we have our own merch, we'll have a T-shirt that says "Make Your Own Win Condition" or something like that.
Well, you don't need to get big enough. We just start selling the merch. We can get famous off the merch.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Because
Sam with the plug.
this is why I have a music degree.
That's why you count to 4, dude.
It's all right. My brother's got a business degree, and I just mooch off of him sometimes.
There we go. There you go.
Boy.
All right, we're going to get into the point Adam kind of touched into a little bit earlier, but we're going to talk about games that your friends tried to get you to play and that you ended up not liking.
Overwatch.
Okay, well, yeah, Overwatch.
I'm gonna grab a beer really quick.
Yeah, grab it. I'm going to start, and Sam, you'll be able to talk to this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Mine was, oh shit, hold on. I got to pull up my Steam library real quick to remember the name of this game.
Go through all like 700.
Which one? What game did my college roommates make me try that I not like? No, not that one. Okay. Let's
That's
see.
like $60 down the drain. All right.
It was, and I only have 112 minutes on this game. I should probably play more of it, but it was Starbound.
Oh yeah. You know, I think at this point, if you want to play Starbound, just wait a couple days and play the new Terraria update instead.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
was just like, so my experience with Starbound is very limited. Essentially, so if you didn't know this, Sam and Tyler and I all lived in the same house. Tyler and I lived in that house for 2 years, and Sam lived it for 1 year before he graduated. And,
Better year. It was the better year. I was there. It was better.
right, you tell Canute Eric that to his fucking face, dude. I dare you. Anyway.
He'll have to come find me.
So I went up to visit the house because I went back home for the summer to work. And there was like this random weekend in June I went to go up to visit the guys. And I get home and I open the door, and literally the first thing Andrew says to me is like, "Do you have Starbound?" And I was like, "What is that? I don't know what this is." And he was like, "Buy it right now and install it. We're all playing Starbound." And all of you were separated into different rooms of the house, just playing it together. And like, I bought the game. It was like $25. I bought it and I played like a little bit with you guys that night, and I played for like maybe an hour the next day with you guys. Yeah, like I have 2 achievements in the game, so I haven't played it really that much. So I apologize if there are some diehard Starbound fans in the chat right now getting all pissed at me. But like, I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy it that much. You know, and it might have just been because, like, not trying to get you guys mad, but you guys just kind of did throw me into it, and
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Didn't really explain who the fuck I was or what I'm supposed to be doing or anything. And I don't know the lore of Starbound or anything like that, but it was just like, oh, Graham can do this, so he's gonna do that, and so I think my the sour taste that I have in my mouth whenever I try to play Starbound might be because of that initial experience with it, but it's just like I really wanted to like that game because you guys liked it so much, and I was like, this could be a fun game we could all play together, and I just never played it. Besides, at least I never played it again past that weekend.
We really didn't.
No, I think that's a big thing about like getting into a game is if your friends just drag you in, especially in a game that's like progression heavy like Starbound, and then just like don't explain anything, and they're like all doing shit. Yeah, like it's just not fun. It's just like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I have no agency. I'm getting dragged along. Right. That's my problem with a lot of Minecraft servers. It's like, hey, join our Minecraft server. You join in, and they've fucking built the Taj Mahal over there.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And you're
I'm
just
just like
like,
my house.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
punching a
just
tree
gonna build-
over here, boys.
And
Yeah.
they're like, oh no,
Give me
don't
a
worry.
pickaxe.
Here's 10 diamonds, and it's like you just ruined the fun now.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I just don't care.
That's kind of one of the delicate challenges when it comes to having friends play games that you like to play, because when you are introducing a friend to the game, you want to show them everything that you love and what drives you into the game. Maybe that is something that your friend would ultimately like, but what they're ultimately missing out by playing with you is they're missing the progression of just learning about the game and understanding how the game works. And it all, because that ultimately is what really gives people the satisfaction when they do try a new game. So like for me, World of Warcraft, I love World of Warcraft. I don't expect a lot of friends to play it because the stuff I enjoy is all the end game content, but everything in between is also still really interesting and really fun. And I don't want to force friends to have to like plow through all of that real fast so they can get to the end game content and enjoy it with me. There's only a handful of games I can think of out there that you can drop somebody into, have it be brand new, and they're gonna still enjoy it as much as you will right away. Like
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
Oh my god, such
my
a good
God.
fucking game. Oh my
I win
God.
this episode.
I think really only
He
ultimately,
made that win condition, bro. He made it.
I think ultimately just co-op games are the ones that are good at doing that. So like I think of Sea of Thieves has been really good. That one is
God.
Two.
there's not a huge learning curve that you have to get over before you can enjoy the game. The only other game I can think of off the top of my head is like Overcooked. Like that one is pretty quick and easy to pick up and learn, and becomes really fun and stressful at the same time.
Game, I get so tilted when I play Overcooked, dude. I was talking shit to my girlfriend last time I played Overcooked. I was like, do you even look at the recipes before you bring me the ingredients, dude?
I think I accidentally threw a tomato at Kendra once, and I'm pretty sure I was like one more tomato away from sleeping on the couch that night.
God, that game, it's a great game to play with your significant other, but like do it in like 45-minute increments because you're gonna get so mad at each other. It's on Xbox and PS4 too, and I think it's on Steam.
Okay.
But it's a really good couch co-op game, but it's so stressful and it makes me so mad every time I play it. Like, get these fucking cockroaches out of my goddamn kitchen, dude. What are they doing here? Stealing my ingredients. Jesus Christ.
And then the kitchen moves.
And then the kitchen moves. And then there's a fire and you can't get to the fire, bro.
You have to wash the dishes? What?
Yeah, exactly. Isn't there somebody who should be employed to do so?
Yeah,
Overcooked, not overwashed.
Last time I played Overcooked, I binged the entire main campaign of the first game with my three brothers, my three quadruple brothers, and we did all the levels on one rainy day in the basement. And I have never felt such close camaraderie, nor have I ever wanted to strangle someone to death with my shoelaces in like the same breath. Like I've truly learned is like this is why teams of brothers are the best, because they are so closely matched that they can cooperate so well. And I fucking hate them and will tell them that every instant I get.
They could take it because they're your brothers.
Yeah, like I can't just tell anybody that I want
that I want to
cut their heart
strangle
out
them with my shoelace.
Yeah, you know.
You can't say that to your girlfriend. No, probably not.
Probably not. And if you find yourself telling your girlfriend that you need to strangle them with your shoelaces,
you gotta uninstall that game, bro.
You should
go to a
sleep on the
therapist.
couch yourself.
Go to a therapist. Maybe consider just like distancing yourself for a little bit.
Find a different win condition, not that win condition.
That is a lose condition, bro.
You are not winning when you commit domestic violence.
That is a lose
Overcooked.
condition.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Starbound, that's my game. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll take the next one.
Do it.
So the game that friends really want me to play, but I ultimately did not end up coming around to. My answer is actually Destiny 2.
Oh.
And so before my friends tried to get me into it, I actually did play Destiny 2 on my own for, I'd say, the better part of about a month. It was, I think it was like Black Friday, like not this past year, but the year before, because they had like you get the base game plus the 2 expansions for like $35. I'm like, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Dude, Destiny has crazy deals like that, but go on. Yes.
It was before Destiny went to the base game went to free to play. Is when I got it, and so I played through it
at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started playing through it a little bit on my own. I started playing through some of the campaign and learning about the different worlds and dabble a little bit in PvP here and there. But ultimately, it just didn't hook me. And maybe it was because I was playing by myself. Fast forward to a few months ago, Destiny gets moved to Steam and becomes free to play. And one buddy of ours, he and a number of his friends went super deep into it. They got to max level as fast as possible. They started doing all the raids, and they're trying to get all the legendary items and whatnot, and they were loving it. And I swear to God, it was at least once or twice a week. He's like, yeah, so you should install Destiny and come raid with us, and you'll have a good time and have fun. And finally, I ultimately did, and I think I partaked in 2 raids with them.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time. Don't get me wrong. It's a great social experience with your friends, but it ultimately didn't hook me for 2 different reasons. First reason being, again, my friends are having me jump right to the end game content, and I didn't naturally progress to that point on my own, and therefore I did not receive the satisfaction of receiving a legendary sniper. I'm like, oh, cool. They just walked me through it. Awesome. I didn't really learn anything on my own. So there wasn't anything satisfying about that. But ultimately, the knock against Destiny as to why it didn't work for me, it's one part MMO and it's one part FPS.
Yeah.
And although I think it does a really good job of balancing the 2, I just don't think those 2 genres are meant to be married together like Destiny tried to do. Because when it comes to the MMO side of things, at least with Destiny, it didn't really feel like there was a natural progression from start to finish, because like it's much more open world. You can go on any planet you want, do any missions you want, and do it at your own pace. For me, that doesn't work when it comes to MMOs. I want the missions and quests that I start with to be really small and insignificant, and I want them to just keep gradually getting bigger and bigger and more challenging, and therefore more satisfying, so you really grow into your character. I never felt like Destiny provided that. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance, and maybe there are going to be listeners out there. It's like, oh, come on, you can do this mission line, or you can do this raid, and that'll satisfy that itch. Maybe that's out there, but it just didn't happen for me. On the FPS side of things, the fact that the game is a first-person shooter, it didn't feel like it really tapped into my skills when it comes to FPS.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
so many hit points.
Like the enemies, yeah, there's so many hit points.
So many hit points.
Just bullet spongy.
It's very bullet spongy. I mean, yes, you can get bonus points for getting ahead, or like bonus damage for doing headshots, but like when the characters are so large and slow moving, like it's not hard to get a headshot. I don't feel like I need to do flicks with the sniper. And so it just feels that the first person shooter aspect feels really, really insignificant. I really feel like you can easily go to just third person and just give me abilities and call it good. I don't need to actually be doing the shooter portion to still get the same effect that Destiny is trying to provide me as a game and story. So ultimately, it didn't really hit with me. What I was saying there was like, maybe partially is because I got into the game too late. Maybe like just because so many people have done all the end game content, it's harder for me to kind of do that progression and learn like everybody else does. Who knows? But yeah, the game it didn't really satisfy me in a way that I would have liked to, considering how passionate some of my friends were about it.
I totally get that, dude. Like I played a shit ton of the first Destiny. I think Adam can probably attest to this. I played a lot of Destiny in our dorm freshman year.
That you did.
And it's also really interesting to see that, like, with a game that is trying to be an MMO that just allows you to jump into the end game content right away, regardless of your level. Like, I think that's pretty cool, but I get where you're coming from. And it also kind of like touches on the patience of the average gamer today. Like with all of us, we kind of grew up and started coming like video gaming, granted, yes, was a thing in the 80s, definitely, but like it wasn't nearly as big as it was when we were starting to grow up, and it felt like video gaming kind of seemed to like mature with us, you know? And when we were kids, we were very much used to that whole, okay, we have to grind to get to this point. We have to grind to get to this cool shit. And that's not so much of a thing anymore, considering you can buy boosts with World of Warcraft. You can jump right into the end game content with Destiny 2. I'm not bashing you if you're into that kind of thing. That's you do you. You make your own win conditions. You enjoy the game that you want to enjoy it. That's fine, but it's definitely very different from, when I played when you were a kid and you played Final Fantasy VII on your PlayStation 1, or when you played RuneScape and you figured out how to get past your elementary school's firewall in order to do it when it was R&R time in Adventure Club,
That felt good.
Oh yeah, dude.
So like
Nice.
It's very different nowadays, That's a really interesting point. I didn't really think about the whole progression thing in the MMOs. That's a really good point, Joe.
Good job, Joe.
Good job, Joe.
We're proud of you,
We'll
Joe.
keep him around. Joe is
Survive
the
another
only
episode.
Yeah, Joe's the only member of each episode that has to prove himself. Go check out Joe's Twitch channel, Big Mojo TTV. Go check him out. He's really good, really quality.
Yeah, Graham will
StarCraft
edit in
gameplay.
the symbol for his Twitch channel. Right?
Don't make me do that.
And it's big with 2 G's, BIGGMOJO.
Yep.
With the plug.
Okay, right here. Here it is. Here we
Twitch
go.
Prime.
Twitch Prime. It's really easy. There it is. Clap.
Free.
Yeah, I'll do it every time I clap. I'm sorry,
Just make
future
it clear.
Graham. Why did I do that to you?
Just make it appear for like the exact duration of each clap.
Of each
and then
clap. There's gonna be so much editing with this episode, dude. Oh my
Be a
god.
good test.
Yeah, I'll get really good at Adobe when all this is done, dude. I'm gonna be an Adobe pro. It's gonna be great. Okay, so
Sam.
Sam,
Oh,
or Adam or Tyler. Wait, yeah, because it's just been me and Joe so far. Oh, Sam.
Okay, bye.
Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Sam at a bop. All right, Tyler, do you want to go?
This is one that friends wanted me to play, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. It has
But
to,
you
other
all-
than The Last of Us.
Other than The Last of Us. Yeah. That's a tough. I think Warframe.
Oh, okay.
Because I tried to get into Warframe this past year because one of my roommates really liked Warframe, Grant Matsky.
Okay.
Grant Matsky, if you're listening to this, what up? And it's a really cool game, and I liked the gameplay enough to play it for a while, but it was so grindy that I just couldn't. I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I'm bored.
Yeah, I get that.
Bored. Because, I don't know, to me, there wasn't a whole lot of depth in the gameplay. And, yeah, I could work to unlock some cool shit and everything, but there wasn't really much of a story. At least that I could figure out.
I mean, yeah, with these huge free-to-play games, it's...
Yeah. And, it's a good game. It's a really cool game. And I love that it's free-to-play and that...
Oh, my God. It's a beautiful game, too.
It's a beautiful game. It has no right to be free-to-play. And it has no right to be that beautiful for being free-to-play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the appeal I saw in it. But after about 100 missions or so, I was like, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I'm bored. So I stopped. And I tried to pick it up again, and I just was like, it didn't do anything for me. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of grindy games. I like games that I see myself getting better at.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like an experience meter getting better. It's just I'm getting better at the game. So yeah, that's it. I don't have a lot to say on that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Very respectful answer. I've tried multiple times to get into Warframe too. And
Yeah.
it was like, I think when I got I got an actual laptop that can play games when
Nice.
I graduated high school and started college, and that was one of the first games I downloaded because it was free, And I messed around with it for a while, and it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I just never, there wasn't anything that brought me back, like, oh, I want to play this game,
Yeah. There's nothing to look forward to in that game.
At least from our perspective, don't want to piss people
Yeah,
off
I
too
guess.
much.
If you set up a weapon that you're crafting and it takes 2 days to craft, I thought that was stupid also. But
It's like Animal Crossing, dude.
yeah. I love Animal Crossing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But like, I guess if you're like looking forward to a new weapon that you get to use that you've been crafting, cool, yeah, that makes sense. But like, I never ran into that because I just never found anything after the countless missions that I went on. I was always confused as to what I was supposed to be doing. I never felt that it communicated things really well to me.
No, I get that.
So it's whatever. But I really don't have much to say about it. I just didn't enjoy it, despite my friend enjoying it.
That is very fair indeed. Sorry, everybody. Sam had to bounce. He has to build a chicken coop, so he will not be joining us for the remainder of this episode. But he had some great opinions, and we miss you, buddy. See you in the next one.
We hug you. We kiss you. Goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adam.
What up?
Your turn, my guy.
My turn.
Your turn.
All right. Games that I wanted to get into because my friends told me to.
Doom Eternal.
No. I'm okay. So disclaimer: I do not hate this game. I actually sometimes enjoy it. I am looking at this at a more of a competitive scene aspect than a just hang out and vibe aspect. But yeah, I just can't get in the comp scene because it's too slow paced for me. But Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Also, that game probably seems like it's got the most toxic people in their comp scene too. But keep going, Adam.
Yeah, there are some toxic nerds in there. I don't really give a shit again because it's a game I don't like. Overwatch is my comp game. Like, if it's not Overwatch, I'm not gonna care about the competitive scene. But I tried to get into the comp scene of Siege, and it's I don't know. Like, since Overwatch is so fast paced, going to a game where it's like you have to, you wait for 5 minutes holding the most like virgin angle, like if like literally it's like shit. Like, okay, if I'm looking at my window right now, like if I physically were in Rainbow Six Siege right now and I was looking at my window, I would try to hold the angle like between my blinds. You know how you like individual blinds, you try to get an angle between there, and you hold that for 5 fucking minutes and you don't move. Like, oh man, I can't do that. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Like, yeah, when you and like when all of us hop on Siege and we 5-stack and we just jerk off the entire time, that's a fucking, we're drinking. Like, that's fun as shit.
It's fun just to dick around in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that,
we need to play some Siege sometime, boys.
Yeah, we should. But like I said, I don't not like the game. It's just that is, and it wasn't Graham. It wasn't you who tried to get me into it. It was Adam Dale actually, because he's really into that game.
Oh, for sure. I think you had it before I asked if you wanted to play it.
Yeah, because Adam bought it for me because he's like, dude, you gotta get this game, and it was on sale. So I was like, I mean, I can buy it. He's like, nah, dude, I got you. I'm like, okay, Jesus, all right.
Props to him. And also props to Siege, given that game's been out for like, I don't know, 4 years now, something like that. And it still has like a pretty substantial player base.
Yeah.
It also looks really good still.
It does look really good, yeah.
Like, I was always surprised with how good Siege looks.
Wow. All right. You know, Overwatch, I guess, just looks like dog shit.
Okay,
now,
but
huh?
Overwatch is a Blizzard game. You expect it to look.
Huh. Yeah, Ubisoft is good. Is it? I don't know.
No.
No.
Okay, all right. That was actually I was going to say a different game that I wanted to get into, but couldn't. Any of the Assassin's Creed's game. They're so boring. I can't. I've tried.
I double up on that. Or
It's-
I second
Oh,
that.
dude, Assassin's Creed 2 is my shit, bro.
I tried. I really wanted to like Assassin's Creed 2. Like, oh my god. But I just every time I tried, I was like, I have to follow this guy again, bro. Like, like, oh my god. It's a gorgeous game, and it's got fucking Nolan North. He voices Desmond, I'm pretty sure, and he's great. But like his voice performance in that game is subpar, in my opinion, compared to normal Nolan North. So like he did fucking Penguin in the Arkham games. Did you know that?
Holy
Oh,
shit.
I didn't.
Yeah, he did Penguin. Obviously, he's Nathan Drake in Uncharted. Everybody knows that. But yeah, he did Penguin. He was Richthofen in the Nazi zombie games.
Talking.
Yeah, like that guy. Like, oh my god, like Nolan North, crazy talented. It kind of sounds like he phoned it in for Assassin's Creed. That's just me. But yeah, no, I totally get it. I will never, ever, 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 ever touch the competitive mode of Siege. I'm almost working up the confidence to get into the casual,
The unranked.
or whatever.
Wait,
we played newcomer. There's newcomer,
There's
unranked, and then ranked. I'm pretty sure, right?
Wait, no, there's newcomer casual and then unranked and then ranked.
Right, and I'm working up the courage to go from newcomer to unranked.
Ah,
God, I bought Rainbow Six Siege for my Xbox way back in the day because the guy at GameStop fucked up and put like a $5 label on it, and he was like, "Well, I have to sell you for this price." So
nice, dude.
I bought it from him, and I played a game of multiplayer on that, and I didn't do too well in the first round, and the second round came around, and I was team killed. So that's
Oh my
good.
god.
Oh no.
Yeah, and maybe I fucked up and hit ranked, but I don't think you can play ranked without at least having like a little bit of experience.
Need to be a level 30, I think.
Yeah, and I definitely was not level 30, and it was not fun. So I love dicking around with my boils in that game, but it's probably not a game that I will ever just be like, I'm feeling like some Siege, you know?
Yeah.
That's like saying, I feel like stubbing my toe over and over and over again.
It's like, hey boys, let's play some Overwatch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The first game of Siege I ever played, my team kicked me.
Yeah.
They were like, no,
We don't want to deal with you today.
we don't want to do that. No,
Not today.
no, thank you.
Try again tomorrow.
So, and then I never played again. I was like, all right, well, nobody wants me to play this game. See ya.
Oh, Siege. Again, it's super pretty. Amazing that you still have that player base, but it's so toxic. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my god.
They're like, they'll decide for you if you're able to play the game or not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a game.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is very
What
weird.
a weird game.
Mhm.
Like, or what a weird community, I
Yeah.
guess. Because it's like, wouldn't you want more people to play?
Right, exactly. More people, yeah. It makes a more interesting and diverse player base with different play styles.
Yeah, and it just like the only thing that being that toxic does is drive everyone out.
Yeah, it definitely discourages
Everyone.
people.
Yeah. And it creates this kind of
Yeah.
like homogeneity in play style and everything.
Nice
Uh,
word.
It's weird. Yeah, thank you. But I don't get it. Like I'm the same way with League. It's like I don't understand why people are so weirdly strict and toxic about the way you need to play the game.
Right.
And it's like I just want to light somebody on fire with Annie. That's all I want to do. I think I want to drop a fucking giant teddy bear on them. That sounds like fun. And then I do, and then I get my kicks. We lose the match, and I get out.
Right. Yeah, no, I get that.
It's fun.
I mean, it's weird that it all ties back into you make your own
Win
make your
condition.
own win condition, you know. Doing what
Yeah.
you
Hope
want to
We
do. to
just
have fun.
like I hope we continue casually just plugging that into every episode going forward.
I'll write it in Discord right now. Mhm.
Make your own win condition.
I'll put it in general so that we remember to bring it up every once in a while.
Yeah,
Then you gotta add a bunch of sound effects too every time we say it.
it's just kind of like it's like when your goal is to like progress in a game and to like get better at it. And when I play fighting games and when I play MOBAs and Sea of Thieves, it's like, well, you can't judge it off of win or lose.
Right.
Because those are just inherent things that are going to happen.
Mhm.
No matter what you do, you're either going to win or lose.
Right.
But
yeah.
just win, forehead.
Just win though. Just click on his head. You won the game.
Click on his head and press W, you forehead. Welcome to Overwatch, dude.
Just click on his head. Play soldier. You win the game.
So hard when somebody says you just click on their head.
You're like, I'm playing Animal Crossing, bro. Like, don't kill anybody in this game.
So funny.
Oh my god.
So funny.
Well, I think. Oh, Sam replied to that. Make your own win condition. That was really hard to type because I'm a little bit buzzing right now, and I was trying so hard to make sure I did the right thing.
God damn it.
Oh my god. So fucking inspirational, boys.
Fuck
All
yeah,
right.
brother.
Well, I think we're going to call this very interesting episode that it has been. It was a good one. We had some very good conversations in this one again. But yeah, do you guys have anything you want to add before we call it an episode?
Go Defiant. Fuck up the Shock tomorrow.
Let's go.
I mean, they're gonna lose,
They're probably
but
gonna lose, yeah.
they're gonna get shit on. But dreams can be dreams. Yeah, that's all I got.
Good for you, man. Got to call out your team. The official Overwatch League teams of Hot Boys Anonymous are Toronto Defiant and New York Excelsior. Maybe are you still a Washington fan, Joe?
Yeah, for the time being, yes, I'm still
time.
Washington.
Oh, I'm
They're-
sorry.
They're a semi Hot Boys Anonymous sponsored team. Maybe one day we'll get an actual sponsored team in Overwatch League, but
Fuck yeah. Or we'll just sponsor them or something.
we'll sponsor them. The official Hot Boys Anonymous Overwatch team. They'll just have to be called Hot Boys Anonymous.
Hell yeah.
It'll be great. The Minneapolis Hot Boys.
What if I live in St. Paul though?
Fuck St. Paul, dude.
Fuck St. Paul,
sucks.
dude. Come on, buddy.
I'm sorry if you live in St. Paul. It's got nothing
But-
on Minneapolis. Let's be real.
Facts, dude.
Before
I'm
we
not
end
even from
my
there, but
plug,
facts.
before we end, my plug goes out to the Minnesota Roker of the Call of Duty League.
Hell yeah.
Call of
Getting a nice
Duty,
cool
LOL.
3-0 on the Florida Mutineers yesterday.
Mhm.
After Florida was talking shit on Twitter about how they were thinking we were gonna lose.
Yeah.
3-0 stomped them. First place, baby.
Hell yeah.
Wait, Call of
Roker.
Duty has a competitive scene? What?
Yeah, Minnesota has a team.
Yep, we actually got a team for this esport, boys.
I really want Overwatch to get a Carolina team.
Mm.
Why?
Why?
Because I live there, you cuck.
Oh.
People
Anyway.
are nice here.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Check out the Hot Boys Anonymous Twitch channel. Make sure you go follow our boys that stream Big Mojo on Twitch. That's with a capital B and 2 G's. Big Mojo.
Which
Also,
is actually all lowercase.
but never mind. All caps. Go check out Big Mojo on Twitch. Also check out Brizzy. Is it BRIZZSY? I think. I'll put it in the description. Go check his channel out. Also, we haven't had him on the cast yet, but Grumpy Monk plays on Twitch. He's been streaming a lot. He's playing a lot of Witcher. Well, he played a little bit of Witcher. He's been playing some World War Z. So if you like those games, please go check him out. He's a good friend. We'll have him on as soon as we get him a better microphone, and then we'll have him on the cast. But anyway, thank you so much for listening and dealing with our technical problems. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
And fuck Boston!
Bye.